We're off to a great start, forgetting the first thing I wanted to talk about. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Made by Mac. I'm Mac, and this is episode 21. The last time you saw me, it was probably Vlogmas, or like mid-December, if you didn't watch any of the Vlogmas episodes, although they're pretty funny, so I would encourage you to go watch them. Fair warning, I am in a hair growing out journey. I don't have a lot of patience for it, so I may mess with my hair, but I'll try and minimize that. But yeah, anyway, let's talk about the blue elephant in the room. I know that's not a phrase or a saying, but this is my finished Sugarpop. It is a crochet design. I'm currently looking for testers. If this video comes out on the Wednesday that I'm hoping it does, assuming I edit stuff on time, my testing application window will still be open. If you would like to test this lovely sweater pattern, my tester application form is in my Instagram bio, so just click the link and then click on where it says Sugarpop tester application form, and fill that out, hit submit, and then you'll be well on your way. I think because it's after the holiday season and people are maybe tired or something, I don't know, I haven't had a lot of people sign up. So if you or someone you know would be interested, I would love to have you. I'm hoping to start the test from January 10th, and then have it continue on for 8 weeks. It'll be an 8-week long testing period. And this is the best fitting sweater I've ever made, crochet wise at least. But even then, it's probably top 3. I am so proud of this. I love it. It has very slight puff sleeves, because I'm a person that like wears my sweaters all the time, like in life. So like if I'm going to eat a messy dinner, I'm still going to wear the sweater. So I didn't want necessarily for this sweater to have big, huge poofy sleeves and then like get it in soup or something. That would be bad. But anyway, I used sock weight yarn held with a lace weight Suri yarn. And I love it. I'm obsessed with it. I love this pattern so much and I'm so proud of it, and I'm so excited at how well this fits. I've actually started planning out another one already, which I think I'm going to try and get done during the testing window with my testers. So anyway, there's the Sugarpop. That's what I'm wearing. I also have these super cute resin earrings that I made, and they were bright blue and kind of obnoxious, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna wear these too. So that's what I'm wearing. Let's go ahead and talk about FOs while I'm on this little chunk. I just remembered I also should point out that I designed this crochet version, but if you're a knitter and you don't crochet and you want to test this, my friend MC designed the knit version of this pattern, and so she will be looking for testers, or maybe has already found them, I'm not really sure, but will also be using the same time frame of testing for the knit version that she wrote as well. So if you're not following MC at Blame the Knots, go follow her, especially if you love this pattern but are a knitter only. I just remembered I also should point out that I designed this crochet version, but if you're a knitter and you don't crochet and you want to test this, my friend MC designed the knit version of this pattern, and so she will be looking for testers, or I have finished a lot of things. This is my first FO. Oh my gosh, did I bring any of them in here? I don't think I brought them. One second. Okay, I'm back. So, other than my Sugarpop, the other thing I finished, finally, I blocked it and everything, finally, woven the ends, is my second half Sweatskirt. I used a neon watermelon. I think the color of this one is called Watermelon Sugarpop or something fun like that, by PRU yarns. I think it's something with unicorns, Republic of Unicorns. I don't remember, but PRU, if you look that up and then look up yarns, like, yeah, that'll be it. And this pattern is by Brie of TheLittleWolfKnits. And then the neon pink beautifulness is a DK weight boucle yarn from MC of BlameTheKnots. So yay, I love it. I'm obsessed with it. I've not worn it yet because I literally just finished blocking this the other day, and it has been so cold, and I haven't gone anywhere where I needed to wear a neon pink skirt. I mean, when don't you need to wear a neon pink skirt? But my plan as of right now is to maybe wear it our first week back at school. So there's that. And then the other thing I finished is a muscle burra out of hand spun yarn. I may have shown this a few times during Vlogmas, but like, I filmed so much during December for Vlogmas that part of me really can't remember what I did show and what I didn't in my last podcast. So if you've already seen a finished object because I showed it in Vlogmas, like, I'm sorry. But I love it. It turned out so cute. It was supposed to go to its recipient by Christmas. But my husband and I dropped the ball a little bit on sending things. But I'm adding in a couple more things that I'm going to go ahead and ship with this that are surprises for the recipient and her brother. So I'm just going to send all of that stuff at once. But it's very cute. I'm glad I'm done with it though, because it felt like it took forever for some reason. But it turned out really well, and it's really soft after blocking it, and I love it. And I hope that my little receiver of this gift really loves it too. She's a very knit-worthy person and wears hats that I make her, so I'm excited to give it to her. All right, the big task of this podcast today is let's go through and do a WIP inventory of what I have. And I mean all of them. So I'm going to go fast, but I want to go through all of my WIPs and decide live if I'm going to keep them and keep working on them. And do I have any associated goals with them? Or am I going to frog them because they've been in my like WIP, like bin or whatever, for so long, and do they have issues with them and all that kind of thing. I am going to start with my spinning WIP first and show you that first because it is so pretty and I'm definitely going to finish it. I've been working on it a little bit almost every day, and I have disconnected it from like the actual like cords and stuff so that I don't like drop things and break things. So hopefully I don't break this, but this is a 100% Targhee braid that I got 2 of from my friend MC that she dyed for me for my birthday. And it is the most beautiful braid of fiber I have ever seen in my life. And like, I'm about halfway through. So I've done probably the equivalent of like 1 braid. And I'm already getting sad that eventually this will end. Which I know is really silly. But if she ever develops it into a new colorway, I will definitely buy more. But look at how... This made me so nervous. Look at how gorgeous this is. Here, wait, we'll cover up my eyeballs. How beautiful this is. When I opened it, I cried. Partly because it was so beautiful, but mostly because it was so thoughtful for her to send that to me in October. And I told her, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like if pastels were in the fall, because there's like all these gorgeous pastels and like little pops of neon and stuff, but also there's like this like really good, almost like a dark raspberry or almost like a rust color too, sprinkled throughout it, and it just like, I don't know, it balances it really well, and I love it. Now, you know me, I'm planning on applying this with like another braid. Should I go get it? I'll go get it really quick. Okay, so I bought 2 of these braids from the Fiber Mill, and they're out of Nebraska, and this is a Colombian Rambouillet braid, and this is 4 ounces, and I bought 2 of them, and I'm planning on applying this with that, the 2 braids from MC, but I'm not entirely sure about that, because believe it or not, I actually don't know if I want this pink to overpower all of the pastels. I understand that like monitors are different and all that stuff when you look at pictures of fiber online. But most of, on the picture, it looked like the majority of the vibrancy was like this. It was a lot more pastel in the picture to me. And maybe that's just how the camera picked up the colors and stuff. So I'm going to apply, no, I'm going to spin these up on a separate bobbin, and I'm going to try applying them together. But if I don't like how it looks, or I feel like it's going to overpower the pastels, I may wait and find something else to apply with it. But that's my one spinning project right now. I have thought about doing another spinning project on my little teeny tiny nano, but I haven't actually set that up or anything yet, so we won't talk about it right now. All right, let's go into the giant task of today, all of my crochet and knitting WIPs. Okay, let's start with some easy ones, shall we? This first one, ooh, look at this cool neck lamp that my husband got for me. I have no idea where it's from, but if you're interested, send me a message or leave a comment and I'll go ask him. But it's my favorite color of purple, and it works really well. And the part that I really like is that, I guess this could go in acquisitions or whatever, this is like super bendy. And then like this little guy is very nice. Anyway, so there's that. Not the point. But in here, in this cute little bag that I got for Christmas, is my, oh, this is going to look weird because I have it on very small cable needles. My test for MC. This is the shoulder season shell. It's got this cool garter stitch shoulder little panel. I think they're called shoulder saddles. I'm sorry if that's wrong. But I am working on the body. It's due kind of soon, but it goes really fast. So I feel like as long as I work on this for a good chunk of time every day, like I'll be fine. Like I'm not worried about this, but I was actually worried about getting the rest of this, the stuff that's already done. Since it's not just like knitting back and forth, not mindless knitting, I was more worried about getting that done in a reasonable amount of time. So now I'm not as worried about it, but so obviously gonna finish this because number 1, it's a test. Number 2, it's really cute and I'm very excited to wear it. So that's my first one. My next one is another muscle burra, and I'm getting close to ready for the decreases for this, which I'm very excited about. This is for one of my cross-country athletes. I think I've talked about this before, so I'll give a brief summation of this, but when I have a senior athlete finish their senior season at our banquet, I give them a little paper that says, hey, design a hat and I'll make it for you as like my gift to you. So she asked for white with gold sparkles. So, and I did a nice little acrylic yarn. It's pretty soft. So that I know that she could wash it really easily, because I don't, she's a very sophisticated young lady. I am not sophisticated or a young lady, but I would get this dirty so fast. So I wanted to make sure that it was something that would be easily washable and she could throw it in the washer if she really wanted to. So that one I will be finishing as soon as humanly possible. And it's in this cute bag from my brother and his wife that has it's cats and plants, and I love it. I'm entering my putting things in actual project bags era, as opposed to throwing them in random like gallon Ziploc baggies or things like that. So, all right, so that's my second one, easy peasy. My next one is living in a gallon baggie, so you're not gonna get to see it, sorry. And this is the pair of socks for my brother. And I finished one of the socks. Obviously, I've not woven in the ends yet. And he tried it on and it does fit him, so that's encouraging. I love these. I'm gonna be honest, I can't remember where these yarns are from. But I can tell you the colorway because it was on the tag, on the little piece of sticky note that I had with it. Because I think these were a D-stash yarn from somebody that I bought. But this color is called Krampus, and this is Grinch Toes. So I have one sock done, and then I'm working on the other one. I have a cute little Death Star stitch marker. Although this is not the brother that's obsessed with Star Wars, so, but he likes it okay. All right, so that one, obviously need to finish that sooner rather than later because that was supposed to be a Christmas present, but he was excited about it. Ah! Another easy one. Sorry, I have my little clicker thing and I keep dropping it on the floor. This, oh, hold on. Oh, it's so cute. Okay, maybe I will put my second Sugarpop on pause and work on this instead. I forgot how much I love this. This is my Orange Nebula. MC, if you're watching this, I'm really sorry. I still haven't finished. I just want to match my friend. We started at about the same time and MC got hers done when I was like here, and I haven't worked on it since. Just because I see something shiny and new and I get excited about it and then I start it. But look at how beautiful it is. So this one I'm obviously going to finish because it's really pretty and I love it. So, and it's super bright and fun. And the Suri for this is in MC's Suri base, her yarn. And then the sock yarn that I'm holding with it is from BlameTheKnots, and it's in the colorway like Orangeade, I think. Yeah. So obviously need to finish that. This is in a tote bag from Fiber Space in Washington, D.C. area. I can't remember the actual name, but I went to their shop when I was visiting my aunt a few years ago, and they gave me a bag when I bought some fiber and stuff. So, all right, so that's my 4th one. All right, 5th one. I'm trying to get all the easy ones out of the way first. My 5th one is my, where's the front? There we go. My Love Magic dress. I say it like that because I think I'm going to have enough yarn to make the dress. We're hoping. And it's, can you sense a theme? I love neon so much. So I've made it to the waist section. And then did the little decreases or increases. I don't remember. I have sticky notes on where I'm at, but it looks really cute. Obviously gonna finish this one, but I did kind of put it aside since like I have been trying to finish this and get stuff ready for testers and that kind of thing. But I'm definitely gonna finish that, and it's just in the cute tote bag that I think my mom gave me. So, so if you're keeping track, I've got a pink and orange cardigan, an orange sweater, and a neon purple sweater. All right, let's keep going. Okay, this one is in a large bag because I just threw everything for it in here. There's where my little notions pouch went. I thought I had lost it. See, this is why you should go through things every once in a while, because you find things. Anyway, I know this is huge, but it literally has every single thing I could possibly need in it. So I literally just grab it and go. But I had been worried that I had lost it. Okay, so this is my second half sweatshirt, which I actually think I started over a year ago. But in my defense, I did like the whole back panel before you pick up for the front, and then realized that my gauge was off because I just assumed that the Suri held with a DK weight yarn would have the same gauge as a Boucle, and I was dramatically wrong. But here's this. As you can see, it only needs a sleeve, and I'm so excited about it. And part of the reason this took a while was because I realized I was going to run out of Suri. There's a lot of Suri projects today, but I'm not Suri about it. That was really bad. I'm sorry. I should stop. But the reason I paused this was because I realized I was going to run out of Suri. And so I wanted to find a Suri that was close enough that it wouldn't look different when I started knitting with it. So I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, to be honest, but I did fade in the second color of Suri. And I don't think you can tell at all. Also, I made the executive accidental decision to not change or not drop the Suri strand when doing the ribbing for the cuffs. And if you're like, oh, why did you choose to do that? It's because I forgot. So there's that. Because the collar and the hem on this pattern are supposed to be just in the DK. But like it's designed to be with Boucle yarn and then just like regular DK yarn. But I was holding Suri with it. So I wasn't like switching to a different yarn. And honestly, I just forgot. So this one's super close to being done, which I'm very excited about. I need to fade in the second color of Suri. And let me show you how close they are to each other. Like, I was pretty proud of myself for finding one so close. I think I had to order it from like Germany though. As my friend says, purples are difficult to dye. And I understand that, and I respect the heck out of people that can dye purples well, and even more so the ones that can dye my favorite purples, because I'm very picky, which I know is a problem. But I think a lot of people that like love purple have like a section of purples that they love, and I understand that. Even if it's not the same purples I love, like I get like there's good purples and there's not good purples, and that changes for everybody. Okay, enough about purples. Okay, let's look at a crochet project that is in little tote from the Woolly Thistle. That was from my aunt last year. She had my name, not like 2024, like 2023. She had my name for our family gift exchange, Secret Santa, if you will. And she gave me like a cute little like hat kit that I still haven't done because I'm like, I don't know if I want it for myself or to make it for someone else. I don't know. But it came, she got this little bag and stuff too, which is so cute. So living in this bag is my super cute dress. Oh my gosh, holding it up, I'm all obsessed all over again. I love it. I love it so much. Okay. I'm very excited about a lot of this, but this got put on hold when I realized that I didn't love the increases. I mean, I love how I did the increases, but I think I actually need to rip them out and put them up a little bit higher. But it's hard. It's hard, you know? Especially because it's been so long since I've worked on this. You can see the wrinkles because it's just been sitting in this bag. But I'm definitely going to finish this because look at how pretty it is. Sorry, I'm obsessed with this. I also want to figure out a better way to do this nonsense here if I write this into a pattern, but for me, like, it's fine. Okay, Mackenzie, find your train of thought and bring it home. I'm going to finish this. I wanted to wear it for my brother's wedding in the summer, but then realized I was going to have to make a lot of adjustments and stuff, and it just wasn't going the way I wanted. And instead of making something that I didn't completely 100% love, I just was like, you know what, I'm going to put this aside and I'll finish it another time. So the fun thing is my husband's brother is getting married this next summer, so I have an opportunity to wear this to a summer wedding. Again. So this is like attempt number 2 to finish it in time for a summer wedding. And I, whoops, dropped it again. I really, really, really want to finish this in time for that. It's gonna be so fun. I'm so excited for them. And I really want to finish this. I'm going to be honest though, depending on how I have to make adjustments, I don't know if this will ever become a pattern itself or if it will be more of a, here's what I did and you can like do what you want with the notes. But I'm definitely going to finish this. Okay, unfortunately, those were all of the easy ones. Now we have to go into making decisions and ones that are not so easy to decide about. So let's pick one that has the probably earliest deadline. This is the side-long shawl, just living in a cute little tote with yarn balls on it. The side-long shawl by my friend MC. Oops. Sorry, the needles are a little wonky right now. And here's the reason that I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. This is a very pretty shawl for my husband's grandma. And I wanted to have this done in time for Christmas, but how do I put this? I made some mistakes and I don't know how to fix them. You can see one right there. That hole there, that's not supposed to be there. However, I think I'm going to keep trudging on and just try to go back and maybe duplicate stitch or fix my weird mistake in the earlier rows or whatever. But it is this really fun bright red, and the yarn is from Premier, and I think it's called like Stitch Please or something. And this is a Superwash. Is this one Superwash? Yeah, I think this one's a Superwash yarn. But it's very soft, and it's very soft for a commercial like wool yarn. It's not like merino or whatever, but it's so fun, and the stitch definition is great, and the pattern is so fun. So I think I'm gonna finish this. Yeah, I'm gonna decide that I'm gonna finish this. I was contemplating ripping it out and starting over to fix the mistake, but I really don't think Shane's grandma will care or even maybe notice. I just got blue Suri from the sweater that I'm wearing on the shawl. But anyway, the side long shawl, I am gonna finish this for Shane's grandma so she can have it, because she is a little thing that gets cold pretty frequently. So that's going in the definitely finish pile. All right, let's see what's next. Okay, again, don't judge me. I told you, I just throw things in whatever bags I have. Okay, so this originally, oh my gosh, it's so tangled. How? It's one strand of yarn. I don't understand. I should have untangled it before starting this. There we go. Okay, so this is a cute little baby blanket. But I realized that the original person that I was making this for, she and her baby were gonna move like states and states and states away, like I think to Hawaii, because her husband is gonna be stationed there, or something crazy like that, something super far away, and I was not gonna have time to finish this by the time they moved. So I bought her a different blanket, and then just stopped on this. Now it's really cute, and honestly, like, I have 2 balls of this yarn. This is the Iron Brand Mandala Ombre. I couldn't think of the second word. And the color is Serene. And this is so cute. I just feel bad because the colors of the yarn were the exact colors she was decorating her nursery. So, but I bought her a blanket that's similar. Anyway, excuse me. I want to finish this. I just think it may take a back burner for now. It may go to the back burner for now because I don't have a deadline for it. And the people that I know that are having babies are either having 2, or, which like is a surprising number of people that are having 2 that I know, or are having a boy. And like, well, I would not have a problem if I had a child, like just being like, oh my gosh, you made me a blanket for my child. I don't care what colors it is. I do feel like this is a very specific vibe. Like, it's very bright and happy. And I know that right now there seems to be a trend of like decorating nurseries in, I was talking about this with my mother-in-law last night, actually. A trend of decorating nurseries in like neutrals and like foresty colors. I don't know how to describe it, but like greens and like botanical colors, I guess. And like, I don't have children, so I can't say what I would 100% do, but like, I mean, you guys have seen what I wear. And I also taught child development, and I know children love bright colors and high contrast. Like babies love high contrast because they can't see much at all. And so I always like try to make really bright things for babies, but I need to figure out who I'm going to give this to. So I think I'm just going to like have this out as something that I work on when I have some free time and want some mindless knitting, but not necessarily worry about finishing it in time for somebody specific. And then maybe we'll just go into a box of like gift knits for someone in the future at some point. But I am going to finish this. It may be in semi-hibernation for now because I don't know who it's going to be for now. So the next project is living in this really cute and funny bag that my sister got for me when she went to Ireland. It's all these cute little sheepies in different colors. And it was from an actual yarn store that she went into. And she goes, Mackenzie, I went in there and I didn't know what to get you, so I just got you this bag. And I was like, that's totally fine. But it was really funny. It cracked me up. But I put this project that was living in a gallon Ziploc baggie into that bag, so that, you know, it wouldn't be in a gallon Ziploc bag anymore. And this is comically not far along at all. This is the DRK Everyday Sweater. I started this either December 31st last year, like 2023, or January 1st, 2024. I mean, I worked on it for like 2 days, and then I didn't work on it literally at all the rest of 2024. And this is all I have. So it's a little silly. It's a little silly, I'll be honest. So here's the thing. I am really liking the pattern. I really like this yarn. I don't know if I love this together. I guess it's fine. But I have also contemplated ripping this out and using the yarn for a different pattern, still by Andrea Mowry. But now that I'm looking at it, I do think I want to finish this. Yeah. Okay. I do think I'm going to keep working on this as is and not rip it out. Wow, my little thingies don't match. But anyway, it's got a cute little heart stitch marker. Okay, so I am going to finish this. This yarn, there's nothing in this bag other than the project with the yarn attached. But, whoops, third time's a charm, right? The yarn is a sport weight yarn by Brilliant Creatives, and I think it's like spring blossom, summer garden, something about like plants and flowers and one of the seasons. I'm sure I'll put it down below, but it looks really pretty. So I do think I'm going to finish this now that I've pulled it out and thought about it. I'm not going to rip it out. I'm going to probably not work on it, honestly, until I finish some of the other sweaters, like the second half sweatshirt that's like so close to being done, and my test knit and stuff like that. But I will finish this eventually. Watch me end up like going through all of these and decide, yeah, I'm going to finish everything. That'd be really funny. Okay, we have 4 left. Let's go with the one that will eventually turn into a sweater. I just don't know if it's this one. Okay, so this is the sweater for my mom, and this is in a Make One Yarns bag. I got it when I went to a fiber festival in the town next to mine. It was very fun. I got to meet her. She has beautiful colors, and she had lots of different soaps and stuff, like lotions and what is the word I want? Like wool wash. And they all smelled very good. I sniffed all of them. And I like them a lot. But this, oh wait, hold on. You knit it inside out. So I guess I should show you the side that like is the fun side. That this is the Weekender Crew Light. Nope. Weekender Crew. Is it Weekender Crew? The Weekender Crew. Wow. Okay. And this is very fluffy, very soft yarn. The colors are very fun. It is one ginormous ball that has like over 700 yards in it. which is fun. Here's my issue with it right now. It's very cute. It's very soft. The gauge at which I'm knitting this yarn, though, is killing my hands. And I'm only this far into it. My mom asked for this sweater in this yarn, so I'm trying to make it happen, but it hurts me to knit at this small of a gauge, because this is a worsted weight yarn and the pattern calls for DK. And so the stitches are very tight together. The yarn is very soft and slippery, which like will feel really nice once it's done. But I'm getting a very dense fabric as a result. So I think I'm just going to put this on pause for a little bit, because I can't decide if it would be worth it to rip this whole thing out. I know that seems like, heck, why would you do that? Why on earth would you do that? But part of me thinks I need to rip it out and re-knit it on larger needles that are recommended by the Weekender, the original one that's for a worsted weight, and follow all of the directions for that until it's time to do the crew neck, and then merge the two patterns together. Because it hurts to work with. And usually knitting does not bother me when it's just like stockinette. I mean, sometimes ribbing will hurt my hands after a while, but even the stockinette, because, you know, I know the purl side will be out, but it's knit inside out basically. But even the stockinette is really hurting. And this was supposed to be a present for my mom for this year, and clearly it's not done. And so I'm trying to decide, like, what do I do? Is it the best choice to start completely over? I have the yarn to do either one. I just don't know. So this is, I know people call it timeout. I think I'm going to put it in timeout for now, and maybe just look into how difficult it would be if I could just not even rip this out, but just maybe start with the other ball of yarn, and start on the original Weekender and see how big of a difference the gauge is. If it's not going to be a big enough difference, I may just keep working on this and just do it in little chunks. But if it's a big difference in gauge, then I think I'm going to start over, which I'm not looking forward to, but I would rather my hands not hurt. Also, I'm worried my mom gets pretty warm, like pretty easily. And I worry that if it's this dense of a fabric, she's going to sweat to death at this. So I may talk to her about it and see if she has a preference either. I mean, she doesn't knit or crochet. So I don't know if she'll actually have an opinion on it, but I might as well talk to her about it and just say, hey, like, here are my concerns and stuff. So, so that one's going to go in timeout for a little bit until I make a decision on what to do with it, because I really don't know. We have 3 left. Let's do another one that's supposed to be done already. So this is 100% bamboo yarn, and it's, oh, it's so soft, it's silky. And this is the Mio Mighty. I had to think about it for a second. The Mio Mighty, because I'm a weirdo and I don't carry my patterns like in their little baggie or whatever. Oh, this is a Vera Bradley bag I got when I graduated high school. Like over 14 years ago. No, about 14 years ago. But this is, I don't carry the patterns in my bag. I put them all in one folder. And so then when I want to grab a project, I just grab the whole folder. If it's like a big project, usually socks, I print them on very, like, one sheet of paper and then like fold them up and shove them in the bag, which is not great, by the way. Not a great system. But this is a Mio Mighty, and the reason I haven't worked on this or finished it is because I originally was making this for myself, and then I literally just took, I think I started this in like 2022, and if we're being honest, I will not fit into the size that I'm making. It's really scrunched up, but this is, I think, the size small maybe, and I'm not gonna fit in that. So I think what I'm gonna do is finish this, but then give it to my sister, because I made her one in like a blush pink and she loved it. And that was years ago. And so I'm like, well, I at least know that she liked it. So I think if I make her the same thing, and she's very much a neutrals girly. So I think if I make her the same thing in this yarn, and she lives in Florida, and so I feel like the bamboo is a good choice. So I think I'm going to finish this for her, because if I rip it out, I'm not sure what I would make with it anyway. And I don't know if you can see right here, I have 3 skeins of the True yarn, which is also 100% bamboo, and it's in a slate color. So it's a darker gray. But I also know I could buy it in like the colorway silver if I really wanted to mimic this. Because I don't know if you can buy this exact color anymore. And so I'm not really sure my point is, I don't know what I would make with this if I ripped it out that I wouldn't already be able to, whatever. Anyway, so I think I'm going to turn this into a shirt for my sister instead of continuing to be sad that it's not going to fit me. Like if I really want to make a gray Mio My bamboo top, I think I'll either use this slate or get the True yarn in the silver, because it'll be similar to this. But I think this is going to turn into a present for my sister, because that makes me happy. How many times am I going to drop that? But that makes me happy to think about, instead of thinking about how sad I am that I'm not going to fit in this anymore. So there's that. Okay, we got 2 left. Okay, this one is living in this bag. Oh, I forgot to weave in the ends of my drawstring. I got so excited to use my little cord smith that I bought from Autumn of Size Inclusive Collective, that I was like, yep, this is long enough, and then didn't measure correctly and cut the yarn and was done, and then realized that I needed a longer drawstring for my second half sweat skirt. So I was like, what do I use this for? So this is a canvas bag that had a logo here, which hopefully you can't see anymore, and I just painted over top of it. It's fine. It's not great, but it's fine. I want to put like my Made by Mac little thing right here, but honestly I got tired of painting that day, so I didn't do more. Anyway, living in this repurposed bag is my, I don't remember the name of this, hold on, Everyday Bralette pattern, and I've shown this multiple times. What's more sad than anything else is that I have already ripped this out and redone a portion of it twice. Here's oh, it's got lots of cat and dog hair on it. Okay, don't judge me when you see this up close, but this is this super stretchy yarn, which I love. Like, look at the stretch. And I really, 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 really want this bralette. I made modifications so that it would be more fitted and a little bit more supportive. And so I went down a couple needle sizes for the band, the bra band, so that it would be tighter, but I checked in, it still will fit me, no worries. But I originally did the bind off on the back incorrectly and it rolled a ton, and I was like, crap. So I picked up stitches a couple rows below that, reknit, and then did the bind off the way it says in the pattern. It's still rolling. And I want to say like, oh, like it's fine, like it's not gonna bother me when it's on, but I'm the type of person, I think it will. I think it'll bother me. So unfortunately, sorry, there's the front. And here's the back. Those are where my little straps are going. Unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to pick up stitches below the bind off, like a couple rows below the bind off, and figure out what to do instead. I don't know if the best solution is to do like 4 rows of ribbing before I bind off, just so that it doesn't roll. Actually, now that I'm saying that, I think that may be the best option. But just do it on the back, obviously, not do it on the front. That might look weird to have like ribbing like right across. Yeah, okay. But I think I'm going to do that, and then I will bind off the back again, and then do the front. I think I'm just disappointed because like I was like, yay, I'm finally getting to the boob part. The cups, basically, this part. And I was like, I'm almost done. And this has been a project for a really long time. So I have to frog part of it and start over again. Not starting over, but pick up stitches and do that again because I really want this. Like, that's the problem is like, I used to be the person that like, had I done this too many times. Sorry, there's a weird texture going on right here. Did I drop a stitch? I don't know what happened there. But I used to be the person that if I had to rip it out like more than twice, then I would not be finishing the rest of the project. And I think most of the time I would be, but I just really want this. I want to wear it. And as you may have noticed, I don't make a lot of neutral colored things, whites, blacks, grays, because I don't enjoy making them because they're not bright colors. But I do wear them a lot as like bases or layering parts with my other bright colored stuff. So I really want this because I will wear it a ton. And so that's just, I think it just has made me so sad once I realized what happened that I haven't worked on it. So that's going to go back in this bag, and maybe one of my goals for today will be just to pick up the stitches for that, but not actually work on it any more than that, because I think that's what's stopping me from working on it, was trying to figure out what to do with that back part. So yeah, that's a bummer, but whatever. Okay, this one I almost feel silly about. It's so pretty. Okay, so I've never made like a sock or lace waist shawl before. And I was like, it's time. I have so many of them that I've already purchased and they're so beautiful. And so I started the Find Your Fade because that's what everyone does, right? And I had a lot of options to choose from. And so I have four different skeins of yarn that were all like one skein. Like I don't have multiple of them. And they didn't necessarily fade into each other super well, but they coordinated really well. So when I fade them, I think it'll look really cool. But this is all I have. And I think part of the reason I haven't worked on this living in a plastic sack, at least this bag has a drawstring. Part of the reason I haven't made it very far on this is these are crappy needles. Like they were fine for starting to learn how to knit when you could buy a pack of like all the different fixed needles for like $7. But now I think I'm picky, and it's not that this is stiff. That's whatever. It's that it's rubber, so the stitches stick to it. This looks like maybe something else right now. Anyway, I think it's because the stitches stick to this. The bamboo part of the needle is actually really nice and very comfortable to work with. But yeah, so I think my issue is that it's not comfortable to work with right now. I'm not enjoying it. So, but I do like how this looks knitted up, and I think it'll look really cool once I block it so that the lace opens up a little bit more. And I do want a finished lace shawl. I think it's just one of those that's going to take for freaking ever for me to make it. And I just have to accept that and move on with my life. But I do think in order for me to actually work on this, I have to switch needles. Because when I was just like down here on the short part, I was just going back and forth on the wooden part and it was fine. But this is not good. It's not enjoyable and I hate it. But I think the other thing was I was contemplating ripping this out and making it into is it the Seaside Dress by Brie of TheLittleWolfKnits or Seashore Dress? Anyway, I was gonna rip it out and make one of those instead, but I found yarn that I think I can make that dress with instead of this one. So I think I am gonna keep working on this. Wow. All of the decisions I made was just, yep, I'll finish it eventually. I don't know if this was helpful or not. But anyway, I do need to switch needles. I think part of it was I needed to set aside some of these projects and have time to process what I wasn't enjoying about them in order to fix the problem. And for most of them I have, like this one and the sweater for my mom and the shirt that's now going to my sister. And then also the black bralette. I think those were just like so frustrating for one reason or another. I needed time to process what was really bothering me about them, and so now I can work on finishing them. So there's that. Yeah, okay, I feel a lot better after this. This is good. Okay, so some other things that are kind of WIPs but not really are, I have a couple patterns that I have been actively working on. Aside from this one, I have 4 patterns I've been working on a little bit here and there. But I don't really want to share those yet. They're not in a place where I feel comfortable sharing them. One, I've just done lots of different swatches. Another one I've shared before, like a really long time ago. And I really haven't made any progress since then, like on actual physical things, just digital planning and stuff like that. But I do have some of those all in progress. Just the way I design things is I feel more comfortable if I'm like fully like, yes, this is how it's gonna look, this is what I'm working on, it's ready to go and ready to show people. I don't mind showing swatches, but other than that, so there's that. And then I also have been looking at what, oh, I also have one sock that I've been working on, but you still can't see it because it's for someone that I think watches this. So, but I'll show those when those are done. But other than that, those are all of my works in progress. So I'm really excited to feel a little bit better about them. I think one of my goals for this week is to transfer needles, do some swatches and stuff on the projects that I was unsure about so that I am in a better place with them. So I feel a lot better about this, and I'm glad I found my notions pouch. So that's good. All right, let's talk about some big goals for this year. All right, I know a lot of people on Instagram, on YouTube, do like a make 9 or like, here's my knitting plans, here's my crochet plans or spinning plans or sewing plans or whatever. I find that that really doesn't work well for me. I don't know if it's because I'm very much a mood crafter, meaning I pick and choose what I want to make based on what I feel. And like, I want to be a person that's like, these are the 10 things I'm gonna make this year, but really, like, I won't follow through on them. So here are my goals for 2025. Number 1, I want to work on all of the things that I have already brought from 2024 and earlier years. I want to work on all of those, and I want to finish as many of them as possible. Some of them are gifts, so I really want to get them done so I can give them to the people that they're going to. And some of them have just been sitting on the needles or on the hooks for a really long time. So I really want to have the satisfaction of finishing a long-term project that has been giving me basically just taking up space and not being wearable yet. Because I don't have anything that's not a wearable other than the one baby blanket. So, also, I want to use more of my stash this year. I know that's something people often say. I spent the first couple years after kind of discovering hand-dyed yarn and getting back into crocheting and also picking up knitting, because I really haven't been knitting for that long. I have a decent stash. I have a big stash, and I love it. I love that I always have options. If I want to test a crochet or knitting pattern for someone, I know that, like, unless it requires very, very specific, unique yarn, most likely, most of the time, I'm gonna have yarn that I can use for a pattern test. And I also have yarn that I can pull from for pattern designs if something doesn't work. I can always change what I'm doing. So I really want to use my stash more this year. Also, one of the specific things that is in my stash is I have multiple blanket quantities of yarn that I have purchased specifically to make blankets. And so one of my goals, I guess we can call it a goal, is to make some of the blankets that I've bought yarn for, because as you know, blankets are large. And so it's taking up a ton of room in my stash. Maybe at some point I will pull all of the yarn for blankets that I've purchased, pull all of the yarn that I've purchased to make blankets and do like a quick little YouTube video on that. But I am looking at multiple ones right now, and I love blankets. I love them. I have never actually made one, and I feel like it's time. So I do want to make some of the blankets that I've purchased yarn for. Most of them are jumbo or chunky weight yarns, and so they take up a lot of room in my stash. I feel like they're gonna go pretty quickly once I actually start them, and I just really want to use them, but you can't when they're just in yarn form. So yeah. Some of my other goals is I actually want to test fewer things this year. I love pattern testing to some extent, but a lot of the times I've realized it has stressed me out, and it's also prevented me from working on my own designs that I want to be making. And I feel really bad saying that, but I do have a couple people in my life that I know personally that if they do tester calls and I have the time and space and I already have the yarn in my stash for it, then I don't mind doing a pattern test for them. But I think I need to be a lot more intentional, which I know a lot of people have used that word recently, but a lot more intentional about what pattern test am I actually doing, and if I'm signing up to do this test, am I actually going to wear the finished garment or not? Because I've definitely done some in the past where I've like, wow, this is really fun to make, and I never wore the garment. Which is fine. It still helps the tester, so I don't mind doing that. But I think right now in my design journey, I don't necessarily have time for that, especially with my crochet hook business, my Etsy store, teaching, and then also coaching a varsity sport for 2/3 of the year. I luckily don't coach in the winter, but I still coach off-season stuff. So it's not like I have a ton of extra free time to also contribute to that if I'm trying to publish my own patterns and design those as well. So, but yeah, there's that. And one more thing is, along with using my stash, sorry, I don't have these written out. I had them written out and then I was like, well, actually, here's what it is. I typed them on my phone. I'm using my phone to record, so I can't pull them up. But the last thing that I want to point out is that I want to go through my Ravelry library and my book library. My bookshelf is right here, and go through what are the patterns I actually really want to make that have been sitting there for a long time that I already have the yarn for, and I want to go ahead and make those things. Because some things I bought the pattern because it was so beautiful and so exciting, and I bought yarn specifically for it, and I just haven't made it. So I'm going to go through my Ravelry queue, and as scary as this is, I think I'm actually going to clear it. And then I'm going to go through and say, okay, what are my main priorities of yarn that I already have and patterns that I already have? And I want to go through and purposefully make all of those things. Because that makes me feel like, okay, I already have all of the resources that I need for this. Let's just go ahead and make it. So, and I do want to try and buy less yarn. I know there's going to be times I don't know if I'm the person that can say, I'm not going to buy yarn the entire year. I am so impressed by the people that can, but I want to support the people I know that dye yarn, and I want to allow myself every once in a while to buy things if I think it will add to something that I'll wear or that I want to make for people one day. Let's talk about shop update stuff. I'm so excited. Okay. I'm going to talk about the one that has already come out and is live for purchase. Sorry, it's just the funniest thing I've ever made. Actually, maybe it's the second funniest. If you go watch my Vlogmas videos, I did make a hot dog crochet hook, which is incredibly silly. And I have to make another one this afternoon as well. But I am starting a new series of hooks that are limited time orders, basically a pre-order. And it's called Silly Snacks with Mac. I grew up on an animated show for children called Veggie Tales as a little kid, and so did my husband actually. And part of the show is where a cucumber named Larry comes out and sings a silly song. And so I was like, you know what? We're just going to give a little nod, an homage to that. And I'm going to do Silly Snacks with Mac in my Etsy shop. So what does this mean for you, a possible customer? This means I will be offering a pre-order for one hook based off of some type of snack. The pre-order will be available for the first 2 weeks of the month, so January 1st through January 14th, and then all of the hooks that are purchased for that silly snack that month will ship by the end of the month. So hopefully you have it within like a week of February starting, or a week of the next month starting, depending on what month it is. And I went ahead and started with the one that I thought was maybe the funniest, because all of these hooks will potentially have different textures than my normal typical crochet hooks. Most of them are very smooth, are resin, so they are like I said, smooth. They're not textured or anything like that. They have like almost like a glassy looking finish. These ones may not. Some of them will, depending on what they are. But this first one is not. This is based off of a Cheeto Puff, and this is a Cheeto Puff crochet hook. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Honestly, you're going to be able to see the pictures better on my Etsy shop. I actually grabbed a hook that is actually going to get shipped to someone soon. So hopefully she's excited about it. But I don't know if you can tell, this is a fuzzy hook. It is orange, like a Cheeto Puff. It has a light yellow underlayer, and then it is fuzzy orange on top. I will say this, unlike regular Cheeto Puffs though, this will not get your fingers all Cheeto orange. You won't have like Cheeto fingers after this. But this just like cracks me up so much. So this is the first hook, and they will still have the labels down at the bottom, and those do have like a very small layer of resin just to make sure that they don't move around at all, and they don't come off. But yeah, so that's our first Silly Snack with Mac collection hook. So Cheetos for this month. Next month is also going to be a really good one. I'm very excited about it. It's going to be very silly, which is the point. And I realize that this is not for everybody, so I'm probably not going to sell as many of these hooks, but they crack me up a lot. I just love them. But no worries, if you are not into hooks that look like food, I also have 2 other collections coming out soon. My first one is my Wicked collection. I have finally, some of you are like, goodness, it took you long enough, Mac. Yeah, I know, okay? But I have finally finished my Wicked collection for part 1. I have other colors for part 2 planned out, but I want to make sure that I see the second act, the second movie, before I release those colors, because I have a sneaking suspicion, because I've seen the musical multiple times because I love it. It's my favorite. But I want to make sure that the hooks go with it in the way that I think they will. So this is part 1. And honestly, I think this is a good start. So here are 4 colors for this first one. Sorry, I never know how to hold these the best way, so we're just gonna do one at a time. So we've got 4. This color is based off of Elphaba in the movie or musical. It is lime green and black, and it's got lots of different glitters in it. And I feel like it embodies her vibe really well. It is awesome, and I am obsessed with it. I'm very excited. Because these ones are a lot more work, they will still be the same price, but they are going to be a pre-order only, other than these ones that I have as samples, because they're just so much work, and I'm not great at guessing what size people want and what colors. So this will be a pre-order. So we have Elphaba, then we have Glinda, and I am obsessed with this one. I had an idea of what I wanted when I was designing these, and I could not find what I wanted anywhere. And so I went on a very long journey into the internets, the interwebs, as they say. I don't know if anyone says that. And okay, my ring light is making it really hard to see the label, but the label is in white, and I promise you can see it in real life. But it turned out so good. So we have Elphaba, Glinda, then we have the color based off of Shiz, and these will have slightly different names in the as the colorway names, but I just want to point out what they're. So this one will be Dear Old Shiz instead of just like Shiz University or something. And it is the color of the uniforms that all the students wear. I think this one's really cool. And then the last one is One Short Day. And this is based off of, sorry, I almost dropped the hook. Based off of the Emerald City. And I think this one is gorgeous. I have learned a couple techniques in my experimentation with my making hooks that has really helped out with this process. And so these turned out so good. So good. I'm really excited about them. They're so pretty and I love them. So thank goodness I got those done. I'm very excited about releasing these. I don't know when, but I'm hoping to release them sometime during January. So just keep an eye out. If you don't follow my Etsy shop, Made by Mac Dye, go follow it so that you get the notification when I do a new release. So there's that. All right, and then the last thing that's going into the shop, as of right now anyway, who knows, is the other half of my, I released the Cool Cryptids collection. So this is the other half of my like mythological creatures collection. And I'm going to be honest with you, I can't remember all of the names because they're on my phone. I didn't plan well for this part of the episode, so I apologize. But future editing Mac will hopefully put the names of the hook colors on the screen as I'm showing you them. So here, we're going to put this down so I don't drop it again. So these ones, we had the Cool Cryptids, so now we have all of the warm colors. And so I think these are going to be Molten Monsters or like Molten Myths or something like that to reference like warm colors, and then also like legendary creatures. But I'm very excited about them. So let's go through them one at a time because it's fun and we love the sparkly things and we can. So this one is a little pinkish red, and it is gorgeous, and hopefully, again, editing Mac. I'm just going to throw that on the floor. So, would not recommend throwing the hooks on the floor. They are breakable, but like from small heights, they're usually fine. Anyway, hopefully editing Mac remembers to put the label of the name on that one. And then after that, where do I put these? Yeah, we're just going to set them on this thing. And we also have this deep like wine red color, which I'm not a person who loves reds like to wear, but I really like this. It's so good. And then we have like a true red. Hold on. Sorry. The struggle is doing this with one hand and like trying really hard not to drop it. But I love this one. This one's really good. And I've already taken pictures of all of these, so they will go onto the Etsy shop soon. I have like an orange. This one, okay, on screen right now, it looks similar to the Cosmic Copper colorway, but this is in real life a lot more orange. It's not like a true orange because it's like holographic sparkles, but it is much more orange. Ooh, don't look at all of my hangnails. Is a much more orange than the Cosmic Copper colorway. That was hard to say. Then we have this like bronzy color, like a mix between the sparkly orange and the yellow. I really like this one. I think the tone of this brings out the holographic sparkles really, really well. It's similar to the Golden Goddess colorway. It doesn't look similar to it, but it's similar in that the like holographic like rainbow part of the sparkles shows up really well in this color. And then the last one is like a bright yellow sparkles, like a true gold. The Golden Goddess colorway is a little bit more like if you looked at like talking about jewelry, like real gold, this one is more like fake gold, but it's more yellow. It's yellow, but it's really pretty. So hopefully future me remember to put all of the labels on there. But those, I honestly don't know when these are going to release. Maybe towards the end of January, maybe beginning of February. It depends on how much time I have to get everything into the Etsy shop. And I have these ones and a couple others available for ready to ship purchases, but most of them will be pre-orders. So I'm really excited about them. I think they complement the cool cryptids really well. So our Molten Monsters will be, I think I'm going to go with Molten Monsters. Thank you, friend, for helping with the name, by the way. But there's that. So I think that's everything that's going into the shop. I have a couple kind of surprise things coming in the next couple months, but I'm not going to share those yet. But again, like you should like follow me on all the social medias and Etsy shop so you get notified when those things happen. I lied. I also have 3 chaos hooks that will be going into the shop. These ones are chaos hooks, like mixed up extra little bits of glitter that I had here and there. These are pretty small sizes, but I tested them out and I really like the actual hooks on these. These are different handles than my normal hooks. I don't know if you can see. They're flat here and then they're a little bit rounder on the bottom. They're really comfortable if you hold your hook this way. If you hold your hook with a pencil grip, I'm not sure. I know some people can use them that way, some people can't. I don't know. But I have a 2, a 2.5, and a 3. So those will go into the shop. They will be a little bit cheaper than my regular like made to order hooks because they're just extra leftover glitter and I can never replicate these. So sorry if you love them and you don't get them. I will be throwing these into the shop every once in a while. And I just keep adding the leftover bits of glitter as I use them. So the colorway of the chaos glitter will change every time. The other thing that will be coming in the shop, I think I'm going to do this about once every quarter, is something called sandbox hooks. And these will be hooks that were experiments when I tried a new color or tested out a new glitter. They won't always be a specific colorway that like didn't work out. Sometimes it's like, well, I need to test out this new glitter and see how it works, or see what things I need to change with it. So they will be like one-offs, and I may never be, I probably won't be making them again. But they're really fun and I have a whole collection of them that will go into the shop. They will be one hook that you can buy and then probably never get them again. They'll only come in one specific size and they'll be ready to ship and I can ship them out within a day or 2, depending on like when the mail comes to my house and stuff. But so these will be chaos hooks, and then I will also be introducing sandbox hooks in the next couple months. So have your eyes peeled for that as well, because I'm really excited about those too. Okay, I think miraculously that's it. I'm sure I could keep talking for another 2 hours if I really wanted to, but I will cut it off here. Thank you for watching this episode. I really appreciate your support of my work on YouTube and my creative adventures that I share on social media or that I sell in my Etsy shop. I am looking into some additional things to add for my customers, and some additional platforms in the future, so keep an eye out for that. In the meantime, please like and subscribe like this video if you enjoyed anything at all, and please consider subscribing if you aren't already. I have some YouTube goals that I'm going to try and work towards this upcoming year. We're in 2025, Mackenzie. But I have some goals that I want to work towards in 2025, and subscribing really helps. I also would really love it if you followed me on Instagram so you get notifications about new YouTube videos, new hook collections, new patterns, tester calls, stuff like that. And I've also opened up a mailing list form. So if you really want to get directly to your email information and like reminders about sales going on in my Etsy shop, pattern tester calls, and stuff like that, feel free to sign up. I'd really appreciate it. It doesn't cost anything, because why would it? But it allows me to send information to a lot of people all at once really easily. So anyway, thank you again for watching this whole video. I know I talked a lot, and I showed you a lot of projects. But I really appreciate your support. It helps me out a ton when people watch the video. And yeah, if you are so inclined, sorry, my dogs are barking in the background. If you're so inclined, feel free to leave me a comment down below. If you had any thoughts on my process of trying to narrow down all my WIPs and literally just deciding to finish all of them, or if you have a very different process when going through WIPs or anything like that, or if you're just excited about testing the Sugarpop or anything like that, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. But that's all for this episode, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.